Hi everyone, welcome back for another whiskey review. Today looking to try this wee sample from Linkwood, which is a Diageo distillery. Now, Linkwood I have tried a lot of at different ages, but more importantly, aged in different cask types over the years. And this one in particular is released by Jack Wiebers under the Old Train line bottlings. I spoke a little bit about their history as much as I could. Don't really know about them as much during my previous review, which was also a 1984 distilled whiskey from Glenalgan. Now, this one particular aged for 29 years in an ex-bourbon cask and bottled at its natural cask strength at 50.9%. The one thing I did want to mention is I'm not entirely sure, like I say, haven't researched much, if Jack Wiebers is still doing the bottlings, but I am becoming a big fan of the labels. So that's the Linkwood one there, and the Glenalgan one was there, and those darker, slightly darker, more beige colors I really like they've used in the labels, because I think that's what whiskey represents. In my case, I might be sounding like an old fart now, which I am becoming. I'm 38 now, but not a big fan of some of the distilleries doing very bold, rich colors with some of the single malts, and they tend to be entry-level single malts, and I understand they're trying to attract the new drinkers into the category, but look at this here. There is an Irish whiskey, obviously, that's what am I looking at? Another Japanese whiskey and Scotch whiskey there, and there's nothing wrong with using lighter colors. A bit of scenery is okay, but we don't need fluorescent blue. And I digress. Back to the whiskey. Linkwood over the years has had a lot of success. Bulk of the malts go into blends for Diageo's different blends they do, but not a lot of the single malts see our shelves. But lately, over the last few years, have seen significant amount of it in the hands of independent bottlers at different ages. I, in fact, have an octave of Linkwood that I've purchased, which is being aged in a PX cask, which is coming to New Zealand really, really soon. So there's a lot of it out there, quite a bit of it, which is really, really good. But what I like quite a bit about Linkwood is, because of the fact it is with a lot of the independent bottlers, they are allowing it to age in different casks, maybe giving it a second aging, doing it at different ABVs. Because when you get served an official bottle, like a 12 or 15, 18-year-old, it is the duty of the master distiller to, or master blender, to make sure the whiskey is quite consistent. Whereas something like this, I like a lot, because you're going to find those unrefined edges, which is what really, really makes me happy about whiskeys. It is not sort of just evened out. It is what it is, has come from a single cask. Now, being aged in a bourbon cask, hardly any color. Really no color at all. Very, very light. Very, there's no color at all. After 29 long years, and 50.9% ABV. I'll just quickly mention, though, because I've still got it here, because I'm recording multiple reviews tonight. The Glenalgan, I pointed out, its natural cask strength was only 44.5%. And it's a couple of years younger than the Linkwood I've got in the glass now, and there's a whole 6.5% ABV difference, even though it was younger. So those single casks truly matter, depending on where they were in the warehouse and how they were managed and all that kind of stuff. All right, to the whiskey on the nose. Very mild, very gentle. In my previous experiences, the Linkwood has to be, I don't know what the word here is, I'm just being a bit careful. I was going to say a word, but it will sound so wrong. But it has to be awakened a bit. I don't mean in a bad way. I've experienced it over the years, the Linkwood, young, sort of 10, 11-year-old to the really, really old ones. You put it in the glass, you sniff it, there's hardly nothing. But even in the time now that I've taken to speak about it, the sweetness is going up slightly a little bit of it every time, and it's just sweetness is so rich, so creamy, that sweet spot in the middle. Wow. This is going to be a long review. If you're already committed to the 5 minutes, get ready for another 6 probably. But oh, what have we got here? There's just a hint of honey, but sweet vanilla. I think it's trying to show just a tiny bit of spice. Nothing overpowering, very gentle spice. But overall, oh, so sweet, and it's still waking up. The sweetness is getting more and more richer, and it is quite oily, heavy on the nose. I mean, 50.9%, it is reasonably high in ABV. Man, I don't know who Mr. Jack Wieber is. I don't know really much about him. I promised to start looking up a little bit into him, and apparently he has a famous whiskey shop in Germany. But boy, has he bottled a great cask. That is quite incredible. And I mean, I still have fresh memories of the Glenalgan I just reviewed half an hour ago. Wow. I don't want to sip it. I just want to keep nosing it endlessly. Why not? I could do it just a 10-minute video of me just sitting here nosing it. All right, we'll have a sip. See what it's all about. That is quite incredible. The richness and the oiliness is just absolutely next level. So rich. The distinct lack of spicy characters or smoky characters is letting that beautiful sweetness shine. Wow. I'm crackling. Whoa. That's quite warming on the palate. It's not sharp in terms of, there's no alcohol burn as such, but it's so warming on the palate. Really good mouthfeel. And I mean, you look at that, this is what I like about whiskey, honestly. And I guess in a weird way, having a conversation with myself, as usual, about whiskeys. You look at that color, and if you put that as a blind sample to someone, to the untrained eye, who wants to jump to a conclusion, would go, I don't want this. This could be a young Glenlivet Naduro, or, maybe a very young Irish whiskey. There's no color to it, but this is really incredible whiskey with a distinct lack of color. Because it was aged in experiment cask. It's not picking up color. It's fine, And we don't need to add fake, well, not fake, but the caramel coloring into it to make it look a lot more. I was going to pick up a Johnny Walker bottle to show. Yes, I have it handy because I like to show it during virtual tastings. What artificial coloring looks like. But wow. This is quite incredible. And I think I have nailed it in terms of recording the 2 reviews tonight. Doing the Glenalgan first, which was a bit of a wild card. And I did enjoy it quite a bit. But Linkwood I wanted to love more. And I'm really loving this. And deeply falling in love with the spirit. This is quite incredible. And sad that I have only 15 mils of it to play with. But like I say at the start of the video, there is quite a lot of Linkwood out there. Bottled by any number of big and small independent bottlers. And most importantly, at cask strength. So you can go out there and try these incredible Linkwoods. With a bit of luck, I'll be doing another version of these videos in, let's say, 4 to 5 months from now. It's January 2022 now. With my own stash of Linkwood Octave done in a PX sherry cask, which I thought will work really, really well. This incredibly delicate, sweet, aromatic spirit. Finishing Pedro Jimenez Sherry Octave. It should work well. We'll find out in 4 months. But I think I'm going to go off camera and enjoy more of this. Oh, this is quite incredible. The sweetness is insane. Wow. Really good. Well, thank you for watching the video. If you are liking the content, please like, share, and subscribe. Otherwise, I'll see you in the very near future for another whiskey review. See you later.